Welcome back to Burn the Ship. I'm your host, Ezra Brown. This is a podcast where we connect professionals to entrepreneurs and help you go all in on your business. Without further ado, I'm going to let my guest introduce himself. He's a special guest of mine, a networking buddy of mine, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. Thank you for coming very much.
Good to meet you, brother.
Absolutely.
All right. My name is Juan. I'm with JC Fine Art Design and Prints. I've been a member of BNI since 2021. I've been an artist for the last 25 years. Professionally with BNI, it's like I said, it's been since 2021. And what you want to know?
Absolutely. Kind of tell us a story. You know, I know a little bit about your background just from hearing you speak and kind of hearing your presentations, but really kind of walk us through your background and then kind of what led you into going into being an artist.
Well, I've always been an artist. I've been an artist since I could draw.
Right.
Professionally, being an artist it's like grassroots, right? You know, you start off as a little kid and you're drawing pictures and you're, like I said, just drawing cool stuff. And as you get older, you know, you think, man, I really want to do this. I really want to do this. And fortunately with my family, I had a lot of encouraging people in my family that were, you can do this, you can do this. And then I had some people that were not in my family and they were like, nah, you should maybe get a more secure job or, you know, do something like that. And that's fine. That makes sense because you got to pay the bills.
Right.
But I never stopped wanting to become an artist. And, you know, so it's something that always stuck. And as you get older, people realize that you can draw, right? And, oh, hey, I need you to draw something for me. I need you to paint something for me. And you realize that they don't take it as serious because you're just a guy that draws cool pictures, right? You're just a guy that draws cool pictures. And so what happens with that is they don't take it serious. And the only way they're going to take it serious is when you take it serious.
Right.
You know, and that's what made that change. You know, I got tired of people saying, hey, I need you to draw me a picture. Well, since we're making suggestions, hey, I need you to open up your wallet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because my time is valuable.
Right. It's most precious commodity.
Yeah, absolutely. And it takes a lot of time to do what you do. So in order to give yourself value, you have to value yourself. You have to change your mind. The best way to change your mind is to mind your change. Pay attention to where your thoughts are going.
Right.
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 And so you surround yourself with people that cultivate that.
Yeah.
You know, I've had the good fortune of being around a lot of people that cultivated that. And Dr. Pham being one of them, you know, he's a consummate business professional.
Right.
So you want to surround yourself with people that have something that you want.
Right.
You know, in order to become a champion, you have to be a champion up here, or else it's going to be a hollow victory.
Absolutely.
You know, it starts with the what's up in the grape. It starts with the thought.
Right.
So you have to change your thinking. And one of the ways it happened was I have a really good buddy of mine that's a incredible artist out of Florida, and I went to visit him and I went through a weekend sale. He went to like an art festival, and he sold a ton of paintings. So I wanted to get in on that. And so my first investment was a $5,500 Canon printer. I said, like you say, burn that boat, take the island.
Yeah.
You know, can't go back.
Yeah.
This thing looks like a piano and I can't hide it.
Right.
So you got to start doing something with it. And one of the first prints I did was a family picture for Dr. Pham. And I lost my mind. I'm like, this is the coolest damn thing I've ever did. Look at this.
Right.
It's on photo paper. It looks good as hell.
Yeah.
And it just makes you excited.
Right.
Because you see it and you want to replicate it. You want to replicate it.
Right. And keep forging the craft.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's when you start looking at it as a professional, not just working in it, but working on it.
Right.
You know, you see a bunch of YouTube videos, you see a bunch of artists out there, and you're like, what is it that they're doing that makes them different? Well, what makes them different is that they're doing it.
Right.
Right? They're doing it. Right. Instead of talking about it and go, well, I think I could, I should, or maybe, no, man, piss on that. Right. You do it. You get out there and do it. Right. You make yourself uncomfortable.
Right.
You know, you make yourself uncomfortable. And then the next part about it is you have to find organization. Mm-hmm. Because if you're not organized, you're going to be scattered. You're going to be all over the place. You know, when I first started this, I would paint 10, 12, 15 hours a day, and I was exhausted. I was shot. I'd finish one canvas, and I couldn't paint for another 2 weeks. So you take that, and you organize it. Okay, now I'm going to treat this like I hate to use the term job, but now I have to organize it.
Right.
Start at 8 o'clock. But before I start sketching. Mm-hmm. I start setting up before I start setting up, right? It's like your blueprint.
Right.
You know, that's all a sketchbook is a blueprint to masterpieces.
Right.
You know, a sketchbook is a book full of failures.
Yeah.
You know, learn to fail and love to fail because you're going to learn a lot from failing.
Absolutely.
So I'm cool with that, right? You take a sketchbook, you start drawing, you start planning, then you draw what you want on the canvas, then you start painting on the canvas. And then once noon comes, hey, I got to take a break. I got to take lunch. I got to spend time with my family.
Right.
You have to have balance because if you don't have balance, you're going to fall.
Absolutely.
And if you fall, you can't paint.
Absolutely.
Or you go see a chiropractor and they get you back up and you go back to paint.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely.
And then kind of, you know I hear you speak a lot, you know, through time, and then you really do put out good nuggets of information and really good tidbits of things that, you know, some of them you make them fun and engaging to listen to versus somebody could go up there and just recite something that they read, but you kind of put that little craft that you've got through your mind, you know, that creativity to your mind to everything you do when you speak to us every week, you know, educationally wise, and it's always good nuggets. But kind of what has been one of those steeples that's kind of built that mental for you, you know what I mean? Because your grape seems like it works well, you know, kind of what's been one of those things that's kind of forged that business side of it, along with like I guess you would say not strictness, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Discipline.
Discipline, yeah. The discipline.
You have to have discipline, right? Discipline keeps you doing things even if you don't want to do it.
Right.
It's like art is like breathing to me.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. I have to do it.
Right.
I have to create. If I don't breathe, I'm going to die.
Right.
You know, art makes me happy. I have to be happy. If I'm not happy, I'm miserable. If I'm miserable, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
So when I say be happy, I don't mean just put on a smile and, does it mean I have to be nice to everybody? No. The first person you got to be nice to is yourself. You got to treat yourself. You got to put that gas mask on before you put anybody's gas mask on.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you're good before you make anybody else good.
Absolutely.
So with BNI, I started to fall in love with education.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm getting this, man, I want to share it.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten so much from the Paulding Professional. I've gotten so much from that group. And the more I go, the more I want to go. You know? Like I love coming there on Saturdays or Thursdays. I love coming there at 8:30 in the morning. You know why? Because it gives me something to think about all week long.
Right.
It keeps me accountable to thought, it keeps me accountable to discipline. And you have to develop a relationship with discipline.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be committed to that.
Right. Can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
No, man, you got to go all in. Look, I don't have hobbies. I have passions.
Right.
You know, a hobby is something you do without responsibility. A passion is, hey, look, man, you better do it. You better do it right. Somebody's looking.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. No, and I love that, you know. So and then this journey of being an artist, you know, you got a military background. So
And law enforcement, yes.
So once you popped out, you know, what was kind of that thought of going, I'm not going to be in this law enforcement style anymore. I want to go and be an artist.
Well, with the law enforcement, it was kind of interesting because I was with Woodstock Police Department, and 6 months in, I got a job with Lockheed. Now, the difference between Lockheed and Woodstock Police Department was Lockheed was a private organization and they paid more. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with Woodstock. They have great people. I learned a lot of things from them and had a lot of great mentorship, but I need to pay my bills.
Yeah.
You know, and I still work for them. And the reason I do is because you have to take care of your family. You know, when your family looks at you like a pillar, you know, that's an honor. You know what I mean? That's like, this is what I have to do. So I do what I have to do in order to do what I want to do.
Right.
This basic math.
Right.
You know, and it's not a chore. It's an honor.
Right.
You know, it's like I can take care of my family.
Right.
You know, when my wife tells me I'm a good man, man, are you kidding me? That's $1 million right there. It's like, bam. That's honorable for somebody that you love that much to tell you, hey man, you're a good man. You're doing a good thing.
Right.
That's all you want.
Right.
I started with BNI and I just wanted to be a good artist. I just wanted to be, you know, and the further along I went, it got a little bit deeper. Yeah. It got a little bit more. You know, I'm a selfish person. I am an incredibly selfish person. I am. I like my alone time. I like my quiet time. But the thing with being a selfish person is I like to share.
Yeah.
Right? Some of the best things I've had in life is because I shared it.
Right.
Some of the best things I've done in life is because I did them with somebody else.
Right.
you know?
Which is incredible. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things, because that's human nature. You know, we do enjoy as much as we can be selfish, because I'm definitely in that same boat. I'm very selfish, but I'm also selfless to almost a fault in that same sense. Is kind of, I do enjoy helping people, but I'll help them to where it is not benefiting to my
Right.
side, you know, to at any point in time in the relationship of helping it.
Right.
But it can drag you down with it. But it's definitely one of those things that helps us in the long haul, in the long scheme of things, for sure.
100%.
And then what would you say, you know, has been the most vital part in your growth?
Change. My relationship with, I say my relationship with God,
Yeah.
right? Because I look at art and I look at painting like that's the ultimate prayer,
Right.
right? That's as close as I'll ever get to connecting with God is through a painting. So when I paint, it's like praying. So if somebody says, why do you pray? I'll ask them, why do you not?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's not what I asked for. That has nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's the fact that I'm communicating.
Right.
What I asked for, what the outcome is, I don't care.
Right.
It's the process. It's the communication of.
Absolutely.
You're building a relationship with the Most High. You're building a relationship with creating. You're building a relationship with relationship.
Absolutely.
You know, because creating is saving, creating is growing, creating is healing.
Right.
And healing is creating and growing.
Absolutely.
So it's perpetual.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then what's kind of been that kind of one thing that you knew that you could lean on through this time journey and being an artist, you know, and especially going through the professional time since you've started really being the professional side of it, what's been that one thing you could lean on?
My wife. Oh man, she's solid, bro. She's solid. She's my rock. She is. You know, she's not just my wife, she's my friend.
Right.
You know, she's somebody that I talk to, somebody that I use as a soundboard. You know, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm colorblind. So first of all, she's not going to let me leave the house looking like, you know, it's like, hey man, I'm married to this rodeo clown. It's like, no. You're not going to wear that. Right. It's like, is this peach? No, that's pink, you know? Okay. So she helps with that.
Right.
You know, and you need that. You know, like our in-laws live with us, and to me, it's a blessing,
right?
Because it makes it a family, unit,
tight-knit group.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we're a bunch of Latinos, bro. There's rice and beans and love all in that house.
Right, absolutely. That is incredible. You know, and you don't usually hear that often. A lot of people, whenever I ask that question, it's typically not, you know, it's not the person that's in there surrounding. It's like, I was really good at this, or I was really good at that. You know, that's the typical answer that I hear. That's definitely very genuine to hear.
I can't do anything with a was.
Right.
I can do something with an is.
Right.
Was is nothing. I can't pay a bill with was.
Yeah.
You know?
That's very
true. You want me to call Comcast? Hey, I was
doing this.
No, they don't want to hear that. They want to know what you can bring right now.
Right.
So
absolutely.
I don't worry about the past. I worry about now.
Absolutely. And that is awesome. That is awesome. And then kind of what was the one thing in your professional journey that you kind of struggled with at the beginning that's kind of, you know, that you're still crafting? You know, it might be something that you've crafted and you're confident with now, but
communication,
it could be
something. expressing the way I feel to people.
Right.
It's a constant growth. It's not a race. It's a marathon. And you're building that skill brick by brick. And so you get to see that every week. I got to get up there every week and I got to say something. But here's the thing. If I'm going to say something, I need it to be meaningful.
Right.
I need it to be something of quality. I don't want to just phone it in. That'd be a disservice to you and to me. That'd be boring.
Right.
You know, it's not that I'm trying to be entertaining, because it's not about me.
Right.
It's not about me. Look, man, I'm just a messenger. And all I'm doing is sharing something that somebody gave me.
Right.
And if I can do that, it's not mine. It's just like a painting. If a painting is done, that painting is done. I'm not attached to that painting. That painting belongs to somebody else.
Right.
The process belongs to me.
Right.
To go through it. You can learn a lot from somebody by handing them your sketchbook.
Yeah.
Some people want to get through it, and some people want to go through it.
Right.
The people that do this, they want to find something that, oh my God, look at that. They want to find something, and you'll see them. They just flip through it. Then the person that looks, it's because I'm not trying to find one thing. I'm trying to find I'm not looking for that one thing. I want to see it all. I want to experience it.
Right.
You know, don't look for it, experience it.
Right.
It's there. So everything as an artist and as a man and as a man of faith, everything is source material. Everything is something to build on, something to grow on, something to go on.
That's very true. That is awesome. Because it's definitely, you know, you got the ones that'll just look for what intrigues them versus ones that are appreciating kind of what you're doing, you know, your day to day. It's kind of like your circle, you know, you got your circle it's kind of, they put it to us like this in college. I guess that's about 3 years ago whenever we had this speech, but it's, you know, you have your circle that you start out with who you think your close ones are, your close rank of people. You see a little bit of success or you see a little decline in what you're doing in life, and that circle may shrink or it could get bigger.
Right.
You know, it depends on that circle you have around you, but the people that you have around you are very vital to kind of what you have going on.
Absolutely.
You won't want them to be the one that's just looking.
No.
You want them to be the one that's searching, you know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of looking through that and appreciating what's going on versus looking through the full story versus short-ending you and being the regular human, reading the book by its cover. Right,
absolutely.
Which is super incredible. And whenever somebody put it that way, one of my professors put it to me that way, and I was like, that's so true. I was like, because I definitely think about it, you know, and you look back on it. Those are times when you reflect, you're like, do I have the right people around me? You know, because are these my five best friends really my five best friends? Because somebody that I might not say is one of my best friends could be one of the people that's got my back the most behind closed doors versus somebody else that's in my circle could be saying something else behind closed doors that you don't see. So it's definitely one of those things.
You know, I've been blessed, completely blessed, to have people in my life. And to use the word friends is a disservice. It's an extended family.
Right.
And every one of those people are people that I know will say, whose car are we taking? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the real. That's you know, it's easy when it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to have faith in God when it's easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let there something be thrown in your way where you got to ask those hard why questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
You know, just like saying it's easy to be positive when
everything's going good.
When everything's going good.
Yeah.
You know, you'll learn a lot about life from a small dog with diarrhea.
Yeah.
I have a small Chihuahua. He's 18 years old. He's got stomach issues, right? So this morning, you know, he did his thing on his pad, and I walked out into the kitchen, and I stepped on a soft surprise. I'm like, you Mickey Ficky. So I got to clean everything up, and I start thinking, okay, this has got to be a teachable moment. It's got to be a teachable moment. You know, me being pissed off about having to clean something up means nothing.
Nothing.
I have to do it. The job that needs to get done is completely removed from how I feel about that job.
Yeah.
It's like, look, man, you can be pissed off and crappy, or you can be pissed off and clean.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to clean first, and then I'll just deal with what I got to deal with. And in the middle of turning that into a teachable moment,
not mad anymore.
He craps again. I'm like, man, I'm trying to turn this into a Thursday moment.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to do, you know, and he's got to, but that's what I'm saying. So shifting gears.
Yeah.
You got to shift gears. You can't stay in the low gear all the time. You got to move. That's why you got a transmission.
Absolutely.
Or else you're going to burn yourself out.
Yeah, 1000%.
So keep it moving.
Absolutely. And that is a good nugget for you guys, you know, and then kind of for you what's been that burn the ship moment for you as of, you know, because you know what burn the ship means, obviously, but,
yes,
you know, what kind of was that moment whenever you kind of went to the professional side of being an artist, you know, because you've been an artist your whole life, you know, what was that emotion with, you know, because are people going to take me serious, or is it going to be, do people like my paintings? Do people like, you know, anything, my prints, anything that I'm putting out for them? You know, what kind of was all the emotion? Right.
I stopped caring about what people thought. Because guess what? What somebody thinks about you is none of your business, right? You know, if I'm working on something, I'm not thinking to myself, I hope they like the painting. I hope they like the painting. I hope I like the painting.
Right.
Because I'm expressing honesty.
Right.
Painting is an expression of honesty. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. And if you're being truthful, if you're being honest, then you're okay because you're expressing that honesty. And the big change up for me was when I was nominated for education coordinator. So I got to get up every week. And I got to talk for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Well, guess what? That minute and a half, 2 minutes started off as 20 minutes of just rambling, talking to myself in the car, talking to myself sitting in front of my garage. I put the Bluetooth on so the neighbors don't think I'm on drugs.
Right.
You know? But that's how it starts.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that ends up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, you're dang right.
But here's the thing with the cutting room floor. I know where all those clippings are, so I can just grab.
And put them
I can just grab. Because when somebody turns around and shares their life with you and gives you a bunch of information, all I'm doing is paying it forward.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing is paying it forward. Somebody thought enough of me to say, hey, I think you need to be here. They co-signed for me.
Right.
Yeah, check this out. When I started off with BNI, I didn't have referrals that they could call.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a business. Nobody called for me.
Right.
Somebody co-signed for me. Dr. Farm co-signed for me. He says, hey, man, this guy's an artist.
Yeah.
Well, where's his credentials? He doesn't really have any. He's just starting off. So I started at BNI on the ground floor as a businessman.
Right.
Right. I mean, I've always been an artist.
Yeah.
But the business side of it is right there. I started, that was ground zero for me.
Right.
You know, that was the growing moment. You know, when I first signed up, I was like, man, it was like a drug. You know, you could tell you, I told myself, man, I want to snort and smoke everybody in here.
Yeah.
It was addicting.
Absolutely.
But when I did it, I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? What did I just do? And for the first 3 months, it was just like, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything stupid. And after 3 months, you know, your people grab onto you and say, hey man, what can I help you with?
Yeah.
That's the big question. What can I help you with? And see, change happens like that.
Yeah.
Change takes an instant.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a couple of months or years to get to that change, but that was the change.
Yeah.
And in that change, when I started seeing the progress, I got an addiction problem. I'm addicted to progress. So guess what? When you see progress, you want to see more.
Yeah.
You want to see more, right?
Absolutely.
And there's no better way to share that progress than to help somebody else, to see that person where you were and go, hey man, let me holler at you for a minute.
Yeah.
Let me help you. And you're not saying it from an egotistical standpoint. You're not saying it from, I'm better than you. You're saying it from, hey man, there's enough cake for everybody.
Yeah.
I want you to be good.
Right.
Because it's like, I got to meet one of my favorite artists once. It was a horrible experience. He was a jerk. Right. You know what I'm saying? He had a horrible attitude.
Yeah.
But then I stopped to think, is he just a miserable bastard? Or was he just that way because he's tired of people hounding him? So I had to repurpose that thought, take it out of my mind.
Absolutely.
That guy's not paying my bills. I ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, if somebody's ever going to meet me, somebody is ever going to be introduced to me, and I'm not coming off like the mayor's wife coming out kissing babies, like I need to make that positive for them. I need to make that interaction. I need to make that time positive for them because they're giving me their time.
Absolutely.
They're giving me their time. You know, like I see you in BNI and I see a lot of the young heavy hitters, and man, that just motivates me because I see these young go-getters just out there crushing it. How old are you?
24.
Dude, when I was 24, I was an idiot.
I can't say I'm not right now.
But you see what I'm saying? I remember when I was 24, I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Right.
But now I'm almost 50 and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
Doing what I'm supposed to do.
So timing.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey man, you want to hear a joke? Yeah, I have a plan. No. That's hilarious. I have a plan. No, somebody's got a plan for me.
Right. You can have a plan.
Yeah, you can have a plan.
Yeah, there's going to be bumps
but this is where I am. This is where I am. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
That's
doing
awesome.
what I'm supposed to do.
No, that is incredible.
Yeah.
That is incredible. But Juan, tell the people where to find you.
I'm at my house. No, I do. I work out of my house. My email address is jc_paintings@yahoo.com. My telephone number is 678-471-2798. I don't have a website just yet. I'm, currently getting into that, social media. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's this constant growth.
Absolutely.
So that's where we are right now. And, yeah.
We'll see where it takes us.
Absolutely.
It's the road to success, man. I appreciate you coming first and foremost.
Hey, thank you very much for having me.
Well, I guess that'll resolve our episode. Juan, I appreciate you very much, man. It's super awesome to have you guys out here.
Oh, 100%,
super awesome to have guys that we're already connected with, that we network with currently, and have their face sit down so we can have an easy conversation about what they do and kind of grow our relationships more. Burn the ship.